Hey there, it's BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Actually coming out, it is Saturday, and I'm playing a little bit more Phoenix, well, alright, not Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, but yeah, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Sorry, can you tell I have a bias? Because I do. Anyway, so when I last left off, we found out that apparently witches exist, and now we are attempting to try and defend someone who is clearly under a horrifying spell. Not sure how that's gonna go, but we've already run into an interesting night guard, which clearly he doesn't have any idea what the hell happened. Or he does, it's just he remembers it entirely wrong. So we're gonna dive right into the next one. Let me go ahead and open up the 3DS, and we are going to get going. Alright, I think everything should be leveled off the exact same way that it was last time, and last time it actually turned out pretty good. Let's get some water real quick. Alright, let's begin. Whew, glad the first part's over. That witness was quite a character. I bet he'd love to be one in a crime drama. He ended up making it a comedy, though. I'd hate if poor Espello was found guilty because of his shaky testimony. But at least now it looks like we might be able to get Espello a not guilty verdict. Yeah, I hope. I hope that cheered Espello up a bit. Hello, Darklaw. I forgot about Darklaw. She's reading the newspaper. Maybe it's just me, but she doesn't look pleased. She doesn't look pleased at all, ever.
Oh, it's you. I appreciate your efforts, Mr. Wright.
Thank you.
But while I understand your drive to win this case...
My drive? Hello, Mario. Good to see you're here.
This is not the time for your personal ambitions.
I don't...
I told you before, didn't I? That Espello is pleading guilty, and that you should accept the proposed punishment.
Yeah, but clearly she is very spaced out. Did you feed her something? Did she eat a pot brownie?
This incident has already been settled between our school and the police.
But, Miss Darklaw, Espello could be innocent!
Believe me, it will be in Espello's best interest if you end the trial as soon as possible. The more this trial drags on, the more traumatic it is for this poor girl.
I'm sorry. She may be saying that she's guilty, but is she really? Still wondering why Espello looks different. Same here. Again, I'm going to make the assumption possession. Either that, or it's a double. Either one, I don't know. Maybe it's like some kind of a mimic that was done by a witch.
In any case, Mr. Wright, we don't want our school being shoved into the limelight because of this case. So if you could please refrain from picking at meaningless details such as that toy. Get this trial over with quickly. This is your client's wish, Mr. Wright.
But I don't do quick. I'm sorry. That's not how my trials work. I understand. I'll do my best.
It's a relief to hear that. Let's go, Espello.
Yes, Miss Darklaw. Master. What the heck was that all about? We've been busting our butts in there trying to prove that Espello is innocent, and she expects us to just give up now? Why are you yelling at me, Maya? But when you think about it, Darklaw is acting very strange. Her own pupil on trial, and she just stands around reading other people's newspapers. Yeah, what's she so busy reading about anyway? There's nothing about Espello in that paper. Was she checking the soccer scores or something? Maybe we should take another once-over on that one. The break's almost over. We'd better go back. Flinch looked really confident about this new witness. I'm Espello's defense attorney. I'll stand by her no matter what. Soccer? Right, buddy. It's called football. Very true, Mario. But I mean, you know, stupid, ignorant, American.
The court will now reconvene. Prosecution, is your witness ready?
Of course, Your Honor. Bailiff, please bring her in.
Who the heck are you? Actually, come to think of it, wasn't this, this might have been the gal that, was either attacked or attacked. I'm starting to remember the cutscene a little bit.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
My name is Olivia Raldente.
Oh, Olivia, you sound French.
The warm winds of the Mediterranean Sea carry the spicy scent of a seafood stew. A hot Sicilian stew that soothes the hearts of sailors braving the raging waters.
Is she allowed to have that knife in court? I feel like that would have been caught by a metal detector.
Blessed be the Sicilian cuisine and il nostro mare.
How fancy.
Yes, Miss Alentente is employed as a cook on the freighter where the crime happened.
A cook? Oh, that's some interesting attire you're wearing, Miss
Dente.
This is my work outfit. It gets very hot in the kitchen, you know.
Yes, and therefore you need to be in a bikini. Not this outfit.
It'll be a pleasant change after that chocoholic guard he got up my nose.
Nice to see the judge is remaining impartial.
Miss Alde discovered the defendant in the cargo hold when she went for supplies.
She found Isabella? That would make her the crew member that Johnny saw fighting with Isabella.
That is right, Mr. Wright. Miss Al Dente was the first person to discover the intruder.
But she is the victim of assault hit with a steel pipe. How cruel!
If I'd only had me precious kitchen knife with me at the time, I'd have shown her my exceptional cutting skills.
Giggles. Wait, so Phoenix is dealing with a case with no murderer? Someone kill Al Dente. Hold the phone. Hold up. It's probably coming. Nick, look at that! She's an expert potato peeler! You better watch out around her. I'll keep that in mind.
Witness, we will now hear your testimony. Describe to us what happened in the cargo hold.
Certamente, gladly.
If she's the victim, then there's no murder. That's interesting, because I've always said, just like, can't we just have one time where somebody, I don't know, like, shot up a 7-Eleven, but there were no injuries? Like, I would love something like that, just being like, yeah, you're the person who did it.
I went to the cargo hold to check the supplies. It was past 10 o'clock p.m. And I found that girl idling and clutching one of them bizarro toys. She made as if to run away, so I tried to stop her. Then she grabbed a pipe. She's short, but she fiercely swung the pipe at me. I tried to dodge, but she hit me on the head. I blacked out for a few minutes.
Alright, where did she hit you in the head?
According to the medical report, you suffered a laceration to your head, correct?
Ah, that. It's covered by the chefette.
So you can't see it now. Oh, really? Take it off. Take it off. Take it.
But when I chop up veggies, it hurts in the rhythm of the strikes. Chop, chop, chop.
Won't do. Like they're all saying in the court balcony, take it off, take it off. That sounds most terrible, Miss Adente.
I should have been more careful, but she looked like a little piccola girl.
Olivia is much taller than Espella. Yeah, Espella's about the same size as you. I may be short, but I'm well proportioned, and that's what matters.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to present the decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt.
That looked like fingerprints.
This is a photograph of the defendant's fingerprints on the steel pipe.
Well, they don't have chocolate on them, so clearly we can't go down that angle. Or maybe we can. I have no idea.
As you can see, the fingerprints are very clear. They were left by the assailant. They have already been examined and found to be those of the defendants.
Well, that settles it. This is undoubtedly decisive evidence.
What? The fingerprints on the weapon? Or Aspella's?
Just to put your inquisitive mind at peace, Mr. Wright, there were no other fingerprints.
Shite.
This photograph shall be added to the evidence.
Have I not warned you, Mr. Wright? Further examination is but a waste of time.
Nick, what do we do now? This evidence clearly points to Aspella. I don't know. Can we talk forgery? Can somebody forge fingerprints? We're pleading that Aspella's not guilty. And if she's innocent, then... This witness is lying. All we need to do is expose that lie. I've got to think straight and focus on finding the truth.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Right, so then... Gotta be something to this. Well, here, let's go ahead and do ourselves a positive. Here, save. Boink. Went to the cargo hold to check the supplies. It was past 10 p.m. Okay.
Hold it!
I think that's right. You had to check the supplies at that late hour? It must be tough being a cook.
No, the saying, a thirsty sailor will drink the whole Mediterranean Sea. That's why I always need to make sure we're properly stocked up, sweetie.
Is she making those sayings up? Maybe.
The incident occurred at 10:20 p.m. when Smiles was doing the rounds.
I see. Understood. And what happened in the cargo hold?
And I found that girl idling and clutching one of them bizarro toys. Hold it!
And this bizarre toy she was holding was none other than...
Pissy Badger, was it? The girl held it in a tight grip like a seahawk holds its prey.
Are you certain it was the defendant?
It was kinda dark in that room, but... I swear on Neptune it was her! The witness was engaged in a face-to-face fight with the defendant. Even if the room was poorly lit, there's no doubt she would recognize her assailant.
Spella was holding PC Badger. Did she intend to steal it?
What did the witness do upon discovering the intruder?
She made as if to run away, so I tried to stop her. Then she grabbed a pipe. Hold it!
The defendant tried to escape?
She had nowhere to run though, because she was at the far end of the room. I'm really good at catching chickens that try to run from the knife, so I caught her rapidamente.
Okay, wait, you chase chickens? I didn't know that I had no idea that apparently the boat was also a slaughterhouse.
And when you caught her, things took a violent turn. Yeah, she was so small, you know, you wouldn't think she had it in her. There was a steel pipe propped against the wall, right next to her.
Was it the pipe from this picture?
Yeah, she picked it up and held it in both hands. And then... She's short, but she fiercely swung the pipe at me. I tried to dodge.
You're sure it was the defendant that swung the pipe at you?
Objection!
We know it was the defendant because her fingerprints were found on the weapon. As you can see, she held the pipe with both hands, just as the witness had stated.
Isabela's fingerprints. That's some hard evidence, but then again...
What is it, Nick?
There's something about those fingerprints.
Oh,
It sounds like you're onto something, Nick. Don't get too excited, it's just a hunch. Ooh, I think I need to look back at this at some point. These fingerprints, they don't quite look right to me for some reason. Isabella swung this pipe while holding it in both hands. I'm trying to visualize this. I mean, it does sort of look like it's being gripped on either side of it. While holding it in both hands. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, It just occurred to me. Could you hold it in both hands if she's also holding a PC Badger? I think that's it.
In any case, pray tell us what happened after the defendant took a swing at you. But she hit me on the head. I blacked out for a few minutes. Oh, shit. Oh, hell no.
There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with her testimony. Still. Got any ideas, Nick? This one piece of evidence has been on my mind. It's not something easy to see, but it feels out of place. I didn't notice anything, but better take a second and look at the court record. I've got nothing concrete, just a hunch to go on, but should I present that? Right, I think I know what I'm gonna skip the last bit of the dialogue since I don't know what the heck it's gonna announce. Clutching one of them bizarro toys. She made as if to run away. Tried to stop her. Grabbed a pipe. She's short, but she fiercely swung the pipe at me. I tried to dodge. All right, what do I prove here? Found that girl. Okay, holding one of them bizarro toys. I think this might be it. And then the proof that we would have to show is the fingerprint photo, showing that her hands were both occupied at the time. So how was she holding that bizarro toy?
Objection!
Hell no. There's a clear contradiction between this statement and the evidence.
And how are they even related?
They aren't, are they? Damn it. Did I do this backwards?
Indeed, they are not. And here's your penalty.
Penalty? That sounds pretty serious when said by the judge. Okay. So it wasn't that. She grabbed a pipe. She's short, but fiercely swung the pipe at me. I think this is it. And what I'm supposed to do is present the badger, maybe. Perhaps. Well, the badger ain't in here. Interesting. Am I forgetting something? I'm trying to remember. Tag torn from the PC Badger. Isabella was clasping it in her hand when seized by Smiles. I mean, this is the closest thing to the Badger, but at the exact same time, it's not the actual Badger. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to press on this anyway.
Hold it!
Do you remember the moment you were hit?
Sort of. It was so dark, so I'm not exactly sure how it happened. See, I'm clever with my fingers, but not that good at dodging steel pipes, so I got it.
I got it. And you're positive that there was no one else at the crime scene?
Yep. That cute guard suddenly walked in, sort of nonchalantly. Now that I think about it, the door suddenly opened and I turned towards it. That must be when I got it. I got it! So it was his fault.
Hey.
Oh, I'll have my revenge. They say my special spice blend is too strong for human consumption.
Shit, why are you a cook?
I don't think you'll be very able to taste chocolate afterwards. Hee hee hee.
She says while smiling. Scary. Johnny said he saw the moment Olivia was hit. Yeah, and he didn't see anyone else in the room either.
So when I came to the guard boy, I'd already captured that girl.
Interesting. Again, I was very confident in the whole, like, fingerprints thing. What could I possibly present it on in that case? Let me go ahead and take a look at my evidence again. Maya's newspaper. Let me look at the details for this real quick. Well, I can't examine it. What's weird about these fingerprints? Again, the weird part is the fact that it's using both of the hands. I feel like she wouldn't have had two hands on this thing if she was holding on to that the badger. But I attempted to try and present this, and that didn't work. There's security guard thing, crime scene photo. Lightly injured, lacerated back of the head, hit with long blunt object. Inflicted light injuries. There's nothing here specifying anything about the badger. Unless it's the crime scene photo, which is showing a whole bunch of badgers on the floor. I don't think that would be it. I feel like the most direct thing was just this fingerprint photo. Photo of a spell's fingerprints on the steel pipe. What would counteract this? Maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Went to the cargo hold to check the supplies. Found that girl idly and clutching one of the Bizarro toys. She made as if to run away, so I tried to stop her. Then she grabbed a pipe. She's short, but she fiercely swung the pipe at me. I tried to dodge. But she hit me on the head. I blacked out for a few minutes. See, this is the piece of the testimony that was kind of like shoving directly in my face, being like, hey, it's this one. Fiercely swung the pipe at me. Tried to dodge. What would, is there anything that would counteract that? Phoenix is specifying that it's like that. It couldn't be just like presenting the pipe, would it? Objection! Jesus! Okay, cool. Alright. Sometimes you just have to do that, where it's just like, well, these two things technically connect. Maybe there's a contradiction in there I'm not seeing. Or the game knows the contradiction, or I know the contradiction and I just can't say it. You're claiming that the defendant swung the pipe at you. Well, that's impossible.
Why do you say that, sweetie?
The defendant's fingerprints were found on the pipe. However, there's a contradiction here.
A contradiction? Impossible!
That is most interesting. Well then, the defense shall explain. What in this photo of the fingerprints contradicts the testimony?
The existence of fingerprints. The position of the fingerprints. The location of the fingerprints. Shit. What would it be? I mean, she's not wearing gloves, is she? I don't recall. I'm gonna look at the court record real quick. Hold on. Any specified... Aspella Catabella charges theft, inflicted light injuries. There's nothing specifying that she would be wearing gloves. So the existence of fingerprints doesn't kind of squick this out. Maybe it's the position. It's the position of the fingerprints, Your Honor.
The position?
According to the witness testimony, the defendant held the pipe like this. In order to hit the witness on the head, she raised the pipe like so.
That is precisely what she did.
And then she struck from above. But here's the problem. Think about the fingerprints that she would have left had she done just that.
Where are you getting at, Mr. Wright?
Look closely at the way I'm holding the pipe. In this situation, the fingerprints would look like this. The thumb is above the other fingerprints.
Indeed, there's no doubt about it.
Now take a look at the fingerprints that were actually left on the pipe. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that. Shit.
Goodness, the thumb! It's below the other fingerprints.
What?
That's right. Miss Al Dente,
What is it?
had the defendant attacked you as you described, the fingerprints would have been the other way around, which means something's not right with your testimony. She has a knife. Please, she's gonna throw it directly at you. I don't know how skilled she is with knife throwing, but...
Order, order! What is the meaning of this? These fingerprints were submitted as decisive evidence.
And I blew a hole in it. That's how I usually work.
How come this contradiction was not brought to light before?
No!
Miss Al Dente, what do you have to say about this? Oh, fancy. Okay, yep. I could definitely say she could probably throw that knife very accurately. Excuse me, Miss Al Dente?
Know how to bring out the full sweetness of a sweet potato?
Huh?
You use a pinch of salt. Interesting, right? You use salt to make something taste sweeter.
I'm not following.
I remember it now. It was the other way around. Not as you'd expect it. I'm sorry, I got a bit confused. You'd normally hold the pipe like that. But she's so small and the pipe is very heavy, she held it the other way around.
The other way...
Not like this. She held it in this way.
Why would she want to hit somebody that way, then? But you testified that she fiercely swung the pipe at you.
I'm telling you, I got confused. Olivia's sorry, okay?
How could you mistake the way she held the pipe if she was right in front of you?
Oh, why don't you go fry an egg? What does it matter if she held it one way or the other? You wouldn't call it a slightly salted sweet potato or a salty potato, because it's still a sweet potato, no matter what you add to it. The witness was probably has a point, doesn't she, Mr. Wright?
Probably. You're not even sure?
So the defendant attacked the witness, holding the pipe backhanded. It seems a bit unnatural, but it does make sense, I suppose.
Indeed it does, Your Honor. There's no problem with this evidence after all.
Does the defense agree?
Well, why would she hold the pipe like that, is the question. If I agree there are no problems with this evidence, we'll be one step away from losing this case. There's gotta be a contradiction somewhere in that fishy testimony. Could Espella have hit Olivia holding the pipe backhanded? Well, let me think about this logistically for a second here. Again, she is shorter, and if she would want to hit her, either she needs like a box for leverage, or I don't know. I feel like it'd be sort of an uphill battle of sorts to try and hit somebody with that pipe, unless they were holding it the way that was described previously.
Objection!
Yeah. Well, Miss Al Dente, I'm afraid that you're in a pickle now.
I don't really see why.
Adding a pack of lies to a testimony can turn things very sour for a witness.
It would seem the defense is prepared to prove its claim.
There's a contradiction in the witness testimony?
There's a contradiction in witness testimony. Sorry, that was the judge.
Correct, Your Honor. I won't know until I try. Actually, hold on. Just in case. I'm doing okay. Blah, blah.
The defense shall now present evidence to the court. The evidence contradicting the assertion that the defendant hit the witness holding the pipe backhanded is...
what would that be? I wonder if it might have to do with, like, these, or... No, probably not the torch. I don't think it would be the fingerprint photo. Could it have something to do with the torch? Just because, let me see. The torch, okay, the torch is held that way. Thumb facing that direction. I mean, I think we've basically proven that it was held that particular way. But the defendant hitting the witness holding the pipe backhanded. Let me take a look at this. Light injury, laceration to the back of the head. Hit with a long, blunt object. That might end up being it. Like, how the heck do you manage to hit somebody in the back of the head with the long, blunt... No, that might not be it. Tag torn from PC Badger. Espella was clasping it in her hand when seized by... I'm not feeling it. I feel like it might have something to do with the medical report. So let's try it.
Take that!
Miss Al Dente, you previously testified that you were using that hat to cover the wound you received in the assault. It's normal for signorenas to cover up things they don't want others to see. That's not all. You also described the defendant as little, if you recall. That is to say, Miss Cantabella is, at the very least, shorter than you. I've grown taller and earthy thanks to the wonderful Mediterranean sunshine. Healthy, rather. Let me ask you then. How did a girl shorter than you, holding a heavy pipe, backhanded, manage to land a blow to the back of your head? I'd say it's impossible. Yeah. The fingerprints on the weapon show that the defendant held it backhanded. But even if she didn't, it is highly unlikely she would be able to hit Miss Al Dente's head like that. I don't know. Feels a little bit conjecture-y, but you know.
Order! I will have order! What is the defense getting at?
Even if it was highly unlikely, it cannot be proven that it was impossible. Miss Cantabella's fingerprints were found on that pipe, Your Honor. Nothing can change the fact that it was the defendant who held the weapon.
Mm-hmm. How do we know it's the weapon? Did we finally manage to make it some kind of connection saying that it's like, oh, yep, we found some traces on it?
That is so. Does the defense have any comments?
I can't deny that. It's clear that Espella did hold that pipe. She held it like this, right? Why would she do that? It'd be hard to hit anyone like this. When she holds it like that, it looks as if...
The court recognizes the validity of the prosecution's objection. Fingerprints on the weapon prove that it was used by the defendant.
Objection!
The defense's fingerprints may be on the pipe. However, that doesn't prove she hit anyone with it. And like I said, how do we know it was a weapon? It's nonsense. What else would she pick up a steel pipe for?
Objection!
Oh, I think I've got a pretty good idea. Stop dancing.
Well then, the defense may elaborate on this idea.
What I say next will turn this trial around. The defendant's fingerprints were left on the weapon when she reached for a weapon, attacked Miss Al Dente, tried to defend herself. She didn't reach for a weapon or attack anybody. Yes, this was clearly some kind of self-defense. Well, naturally, she held the pipe with both hands when she stopped it from coming down on her.
Stopped it!
With both hands. That's right, like this. Dear, please take another look at this photo. These are not the fingerprints of an assailant, but rather the fingerprints of a victim who was defending herself. Which brings us to this conclusion, that Miss Cantabella didn't attack the witness. She was in fact a victim, desperately trying to defend herself. This cannot be! And if Miss Cantabella was a victim, who was the real assailant? There's only one person who could have done it. The only other person at the crime scene was Olivia Al Dente. It was you, wasn't it? I don't know. She doesn't have it. Well, okay, is she wearing gloves right now? Because that would definitely prove it. Order, order, order. If I cannot have order, the court will be adjourned. Be quiet, all of you. Be quiet, all of you, rather. Oh, God. Okay, nobody needs to get attacked by an eel, ma'am. You just don't quit, do you? Jesus. What is a smarmy eel? A lousy lawyer like you should get this job. How about I show you my knife up close? That's a threat. Can we sue her now?
Have you lost your mind, Mr. Wright? The witness is the victim, not the assailant. There are no fingerprints other than the defendant's on this weapon.
Objection.
Look at the witness's outfit. Yep. She's wearing gloves. That's why she left no fingerprints.
You prickly sea urchin. But you cannot be sure she was wearing gloves that night.
Objection.
The witness has called this her work outfit, so she must have been wearing it when she went up to check supplies.
You devious lawyer, slippery as an eel. It was me because I had gloves on, and if it was only me wearing gloves.
She's the only one in the courtroom wearing gloves.
That was that guy. The god, he was wearing gloves too.
Yeah, but he is messy, messy chocolate, bastard.
The guard. Oh, was there the previous witness?
Oh, that's right. Gloves are part of the guard's uniform by regulation. See, that guard Johnny, he was wearing gloves that night too.
What do you say to that, Mr. Wright? Since you're claiming that the assailant is the person who had gloves on, that would make the guard a suspect as well.
Could Johnny be the culprit? Nope. Johnny Smiles is not the culprit.
Why not? Anyone with gloves could have done it. Didn't you just say that?
No, I didn't.
However, it does seem possible that the guard could have done it. He was wearing gloves after all.
I'm afraid that's impossible, Your Honor. And I have proof.
You do?
Fascinating. Let's see this proof, if you really have it. Please enlighten us as to why Smiles cannot be the culprit. Provide the proof.
That is the torch.
Take that.
Mr. Smiles is, to put it nicely, what you may call a free spirit. There is no guarantee he would follow the rules and wear his full uniform. And this evidence proves he did not wear gloves.
Whoa! Wait! Don't throw that filthy torch at me!
Will someone please wipe the chocolate off this evidence? No, Your Honor. This chocolate is the evidence.
What?
Mr. Smiles was smacking. Jeez, I'm just looking at that fish and I'm so terrified it's just gonna get head smacked off. Mr. Smiles was snacking on a chocolate bar during his patrol. That's why his flashlight is in this sorry state. And covered in his chocolatey fingerprints. Therefore, we know that he didn't wear gloves when patrolling the ship that night. Rule-breaking, chocolate-loving Johnny Smiles was not the culprit.
What? That's ridiculous! It's too silly!
Right, we'll come up with an explanation yourself.
Your Honor, the defense has merely pointed out a possibility. To call this witness a criminal without actual evidence against her is preposterous.
Objection.
The prosecution's duty is to clear what doubts there may be regarding the defendant's guilt. And I have demonstrated that there is, at the very least, a possibility that the witness is not telling the truth.
Objection.
At the very least, Asmella Cantabella is not innocent. as corroborated by PC Badger, the toy that she attempted to steal.
What was that? Did Olivia just freeze for a second?
Prosecutor Flinch, explain to the court about this toy, this new piece of evidence.
This is the stuffed toy the defendant tried to steal that night.
One of its legs would appear to be missing. The poor thing.
This mishap befell PC Badger as the witness and defendant were fighting. The captain of the freighter reported the damage after the defendant's arrest.
So this is the stuffed animal Olivia snatched from Espella.
I see. The court would like to hear the witness's testimony regarding this evidence.
Witness, your testimony.
Still pissed.
Excuse me, witness, you have been asked to testify.
She's gonna wear a hole directly into that podium.
I'm so very sorry. I got a little upset from all those accusations. I'm not used to this, being called a liar. Yes, it's only natural. Don't worry about that. It's all that slimy attorney's fault.
Why do I feel like an eel on a chopping board?
The witness will now testify. Tell us how you retrieved this toy from the defendant.
Gladly. Oh, il nostro amore.
I wonder what she's saying. I don't get it. Whatever she said, I'll make sure this is the last time she says it in court. I don't know what it is. It's probably something very silly. Okay.
I wrestled this toy back from that thief and then gave it to the police. When I found that girl, I thought I could let her get away. I couldn't let her get away with our precious cargo. Naturalmente, I had to get the toy back from her first. Its legs ripped off, though. But there's no way I could attack her with the pipe. I was holding the toy in the hand. I don't remember much about it when I was it, but I got the toy back at least.
I see. What a commendable attitude, going to such lengths to protect the cargo.
I may not be a security guard, but I'll do a text for the sake of our ship.
Didn't do much good in the end. This PC Badger is way too damaged to be sold.
These lovely little toys are made at workshop in London.
A workshop.
We transport them down the River Thames, distributing them to children as we go.
Didn't she call them bizarro toys earlier? And now suddenly they're cute? Yeah, I mean, she's lied on the podium several times. Why does this lie matter?
And what about fingerprints on the toy?
It is a soft toy after all, so no usable fingerprints were found.
Well, that is unfortunate.
In Nostrama means RC. Okay. I was kind of hoping it was something, like, really embarrassing.
Regardless, the court accepts it into evidence.
Cool. I could have used this evidence earlier.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Getcha. First off... Right. Wrestled this toy back from the thief. Oh, yes? When you entered the cargo hold, Espella had this stuffed animal.
Naturalmente, I caught her red-handed. She was trying to steal it, I'm telling you.
To be honest, it doesn't sound like she's lying.
But is Espella really a thief?
We can't be sure about it. Just picking something up doesn't make you a thief. Anyway, something else in her testimony is on my mind right now.
Has the defense changed its mind about the innocence of the client now?
Witness, continued your testimony. What did you do after coming across the defendant?
When I found that girl, I thought I couldn't let her get away with our precious cargo.
Hold it!
This precious cargo was picked up from London.
Yeah, the workshop where they make them is by the River Thames. We come to pick up the cargo regularly.
As it's a regular direct delivery service, we did not see the need to investigate the cargo.
If you confiscated our cargo for inspection, I wouldn't be able to carry out my cooking experiments.
Confiscate? What the heck is she cooking with exactly? I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's like bootleg boars or something. Horrible luncheon meat that has been made out of many parts of the animal that you don't want to eat.
I think we can all see how committed Miss Al Dente is to her work.
Commitment and passion are the main ingredients of every dish I cook. Naturalmente, I had to get the toy back from her first. Its leg got ripped off, though.
Hold it!
The stuffed animal's leg got ripped off when you were fighting?
Yeah. It came off easier than the shell of a freshly boiled lobster.
Let's see. This thing does seem kind of flimsy. What a bum toy. I guess it's supposed to be sort of free as a mascot. Stop picking up P.T. Badger. He may be a plushie, but that's no reason to make fun of him. It's not made very well, though. It looks like it might just come apart if you pull it a bit.
I ripped it out of the girl's hands and kept it with me until the police came. But there was no way I could have attacked her with the pipe. I was holding the toy in one hand.
Hold it!
So you didn't hit the defendant with this steel pipe?
Aren't you forgetting who's the victim here, sweetie? I am. And I didn't strike myself with that,
Okay, and I didn't strike myself with that pipe.
Aren't you getting things backwards?
It was so backwards, I, actually stopped myself in logic being like, am I reading this right? Oh, yes, that is a ridiculous sentence.
Maybe you aren't, feeling dizzy? Maybe you haven't been eating properly?
She's right, someone else must have hit her.
Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but... I don't remember much about when I was it, but I got the toy back at least.
Hold it!
You don't remember much about it?
Yeah, and the room was dark because only the emergency lights were on. But there was definitely no one else in that room, only me and that little girl. So it had to be her that hit me.
She's not having second thoughts about that, it seems. So that's it, huh?
Well, Nick?
This one's easy. I know what to do. You're finally starting to act like your normal self. That jet lag must have hit you like a ton of bricks, huh? There's a clear contradiction in Olivia's testimony. It's time to present some evidence and expose her lies. Is it really that easy? I'm trying to think about it myself. Wrestled this toy back from the thief and then gave it to the police. I'm gonna take a close look at that. The toy Isabella tried to steal. One leg was ripped off during her fight with Olivia. Any further details about it? I mean, I see the tag. Clearly the tag had to have come off at some point along the line here. I wonder if is it that easy? Is it that simple? Here, give me a second. Let me adjust something on my end. There, I realized I had something off on my task manager. Okay, so yeah, the leg broke off. Cool. But then we have this torn tag, the tag torn from the PC Badger. Espella was clasping it in her hand when seized by Smiles. So why would it have been disconnected for some reason? I'm trying to think about that. When I found that girl, I thought I could let her get over the precious cargo. I had to let that toy... I'll get that toy back from her till I got ripped off, though. But there's no way I could have attacked her with that pipe. I was holding the toy in one hand. I somehow feel like this statement has got something to it. Don't remember much about when when I was hit, but I got the toy back at least. What could the contradiction be in this scenario? Wrestled that toy back from the thief and then gave it to the police. Are we just trying to open up dialogue about the tag? Is that what we're trying to do here? Okay, so this is clearly factual. It's like got ripped off. Yes, it did. Had to get the toy back from her first. No way I could have attacked her with a pipe. I was holding the toy in one hand. It's probably the holding in one hand part. Maybe? Perhaps? Let me press it again.
Hold it.
So you didn't hit the defendant with the steel pipe? Forgetting who the victims here, sweetie? I am. Aren't you getting things backwards? There. She's right. Someone else must have hit her. I don't know about that. No way I could have attacked her with a pipe. Holding the toy in one hand. Could it be as simple as just presenting the stolen toy in that regard? I'm not entirely sure. I'm just gonna try it.
Objection.
Okay, no, that's not it. There's a clear contradiction between this statement and the evidence. And how are they even related? They aren't they? Nope. I don't know about that. Wrestled this toy back from the thief and then gave it to the police. I do wonder. Perhaps we are just attempting to try and open up the dialogue about the torn tag. And try and figure out a controversy involved with that. Or, contradiction.
Objection.
That's it! Gotcha! Miss Al Dente, I would like to confirm just one thing. The stuffed animal you submitted to the police. Is it this one? Oh, is it the fact that the tag is still on it? Is that it? Yeah, that's the one. No doubt about it. I'm sorry, but if that's the case, things simply don't add up. What doesn't add up? If it's about the leg, it's that girl's fault. He got ripped off because she wouldn't let go. The problem is not something that's missing from this stuffed animal. On the contrary, it's something that shouldn't be there in the first place. It's something that shouldn't be there? And that is, of course, this item. This is the final piece of evidence received from the guard, Mr. Smiles. When I seized the girl at the crime scene, she was clasping this in her hand. She didn't even seem to notice.
What would that be?
It would appear to be PC Badger's tag, Your Honor. Strange, isn't it? Something was definitely ripped off this plushie. But it wasn't its leg. It was the tag. Oh, please don't kill the eel. It's innocent in this. You noticed it too, didn't you, Miss Al Dente? If this is the stuffed animal that Miss Calabella was holding when you found her, Cantabella, rather, then why is the tag still on it? God!
Order, I will have order. What is the meaning of this?
Hey, you tasteless-looking prosecutor over there. Yes? What's this about a tag? You didn't tell me anything about that. If you please calm down. It's no use blaming the prosecutor. He didn't even know this tag existed.
Objection.
Witness, I had not been informed of such evidence. If you had this in your possession, why didn't you hand it to the police? Sorry, Mr. Prosecutor, I'm an expert at what I do. And my expert advice to myself was that I'd better keep this as my secret weapon.
I waited for the right moment to single-handedly settle this trial.
So, savior by scumbag. For better or for worse, this tag's existence has only recently come to light. Neither the prosecution nor you, Your Honor, knew about it before this trial.
But then, why is there a tag on this toy? How come this toy has a tag?
The answer is simple. There's a tag on this stuffed animal because she put a new tag on it. The toy was swapped. She took the wrong toy. Yeah. This game looks like an anime. That's basically it. It's kind of a visual novel anime nonsense. Alright. So why would there be a tag on this new one? Clearly it's a different badger. Put the new tag on it. I doubt it. I don't think she would actually put the thought into that. The toy was swapped. She took the wrong toy. Wrong is kind of an interesting word because it's got this idea that somehow she was looking for a particular toy and there's something about that one. Like, maybe there's something hidden in it or something. So, hello, Victor. So, what do I do? Yeah, spin-off of Professor Layton and Ace Attorney. Okay. I don't know. The tag on the stuffed and there's a tag on this stuffed animal because it was swapped. Maybe it was okay, maybe it's because it was swapped. And there's something about the other toy that she doesn't want people to see. There's only one possibility. Miss Al Dente, before handing the plushie into the police, you swapped it for another. God! Listen to yourself. Why would I even do something like that? Ridiculoso. Ridiculous. And that's right. The tag must be a fake. A fake? Why would you think that? That chocolate freak must be trying to frame me. That's what it is.
Objection.
Mr. Smiles has no motive to do something like that.
Objection.
No motive? It doesn't require much thinking to come up with one. He wanted attention. Yes, but he said the god liked to show off. That's all there is to it. To show off. Did Johnny produce bogus evidence to draw attention to himself? You know, knowing him, maybe. I'm gonna say that's impossible. I don't know, is there any fingerprints on that thing? It's an interesting theory, but it's impossible. And how do you know that? Ew, I'll dice you like an onion. Oh god, she's so violent. Anyway, was Mr. Smiles lying? There's an easy way to find out. What? How do you plan to check it? By checking the fingerprints, of course. Fingerprints? Yuck! According to Mr. Smiles' testimony, when he sees Miss Cantabellity, Cambelladabade, she was holding the tag in her hand. Therefore, her fingerprints should still be on that tag. Haha. Got him. Probably not a good introduction. No, this is a very confusing little bit of nonsense here. I don't know. What would be a good introduction to the Ace Attorney series? I don't think there's any. I guess like the beginning of the story, just for the sake of knowing what the characters are. Honestly, actually, this is not a bad introduction if you are a part of the, if you're a part of the Professor Layton crowd and you don't know what Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney stuff is, it might actually be a good one since it's not canon. That might be.
Well, if have the evidence investigated immediately.
That was awesome, Nick! We almost got her now! Mr. Flinch, I have a question for you. What is it? When you searched the crime scene, did you find a toy without a tag?
Well, Mr. Flinch, did you?
No, considering the circumstances, it did not seem necessary to investigate quite so thoroughly. But at the very least, I can tell you that all the toys in the crate had tags on.
Interesting. So did somebody send a toy overboard? Excuse me, Your Honor.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
It appears no stuffed animal was found without a tag, which means that it may still be hidden at the crime scene. Or in another place I just thought about. Your Honor, the defense requests that the ship be searched thoroughly this time. Send a forensics team there immediately.
You're requesting another search?
Objection!
Do you kill people in this game? Quite the opposite. You try and find killers.
What? Surely you can't be serious. Whether the toy was swapped or not, it doesn't matter in the least. They are all the same. Any of them will do just fine.
Yeah, but what's so special about one particular one? That is exactly why it's important. All these plushies are the same. There's no need to swap one for another. And yet... Miss Crazy Von Knife is over here. Why is the witness getting so worked up about it?
That's just...
I had a feeling that there was something odd about this case. A stolen stuffed animal. And an assault connected to it. There had to be more to it. There had to be another crime under the surface. Nick! This is it. What should I do? Oh, yeah, request a search. Are you kidding me? Your Honor, the defense insists on a search. Should a plushie without a tag be found on the ship, then there's a strong possibility that this case will be resolved.
Objection!
The prosecution does not acknowledge the need for...
No, what? Will the witness explain? Oh, Jesus! Where the hell did that come from? Did you take that directly out of your ass?
You can't! No, you can't search it again! You just can't!
Why not, madam?
Witness?
Miss Al Dente? Why did you swap this stuffed animal? And why are you so afraid of having the ship searched? PC Badger holds all the answers! Yep, she's looking a little bit more pale.
I say, Mr. Wright, could it be that you already know the reason behind the swap?
I'm gonna bluff the whole way through, but of course I don't have any definitive proof. But when it comes to pointing out a possibility, I might have something.
Very well, then, let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence that would explain why Miss Al Dente is against the search?
Okay. What could it be? Maya's newspaper. The front page article is about jewel thieves in London.
Take that!
There's a certain article in this newspaper. Elusive jewel thieves at large in London, Scotland Yard on red alert.
Oh, that robbery. I have heard about it, of course. A group of thieves robbed a jewelry shop and made away with about 50 pieces of jewelry. Many extremely valuable stones were stolen as well. Scotland Yard's under great pressure to find them.
All packages sent out from London are being scrutinized by the police.
And what does this have to do with our case? Nothing! It means everything, sir! I beg to differ. The jewel theft took place in London. And that's where our freighter picked up its cargo.
London? It can't be. Witness?
Oh dear. Yep. That night, you discovered the defendant in the cargo hold. Oh, keep hyperventilating. She was holding one of the plushies. You knew you had to get it back. You had to get it back at all costs. But why go so far for a mere plushie? There's only one possible reason. You couldn't afford to have the police discover what was inside of it! These are very agile fish. Well, I think we've worked this out. Again, I feel like the judges in all these cases need like 12 tons of like migraine medicine.
We've just received a report from the team investigating the crime scene. This toy was hidden between a storage unit and a pipe.
Ah, nice hiding spot. See, I thought maybe she might have hid it underneath her hat or something. That was my thought. Pretty tame for a breakdown. Series is known for over-the-top villain defeats. Yes, but we haven't found the main villain yet, so just you wait. What's inside?
The toy has been cut open and the contents examined. And this was found inside. A pink diamond worth approximately 1,000 euro,
I think. What was that? Not euro? Pound? Oh, God. I don't even know. I am so, anti-multicultural. Not on my own volition.
We have also received a report from the crime lab. The defendant's fingerprints have been found on the tag.
Do you have anything to say, Miss Al Dente? Fish slapped.
I lost, didn't I?
So you are a...
Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm one of the jewel thieves. My role was to get the loot out of London. The police never checked the regular shipments from the workshop. We decided to take advantage of that blind spot. Indeed, the regular direct delivery service has been overlooked by the police.
Possibly because that workshop produces the very mascots representing the police.
Special favor.
The other crew had nothing to do with it. I used their ship. That's all.
It was you who hid the jewels inside the plushies.
There was one jewel in each toy. I was carrying them away one by one.
The defendant happened to pick one of those toys up.
I had my heart stand still when I saw that girl in the cargo hold. Whenever I was free, I stood guard in front of one of the rooms. And yet she got in somehow. So there she was in the room with the hidden loot, one of the toys in her hand.
So how did Espella get in there?
I don't know if she was trying to steal the toy or what, but I just had to get it back from her, no matter what the cost. Then I handed in a different toy. I made it look like it was ripped in the fight. It would have been over for me if the police had found any of the jewels.
And yet it's all over for you now. So what the heck happened? But, wait. Who was it in the end? Who would Olivia? Ow, I almost forgot about that.
At first, I thought it must have been that little girl that hit me. But now I don't know.
Well, we happen to have another guard on staff, and maybe he knows something. You don't know?
No one else was supposed to be in that room. But what if there was someone in the shadows?
A ghost. A witch. A phantom.
Some mischievous person hidden in the darkness.
Again, ghosts don't really hold up in the court of law, so... Or ninjas. What? Maybe ninjas.
This was a most unusual case.
Which is great. Phoenix is the one that gets all the unusual cases, and yet he moves across the river, and somehow he gets them still. So, does this game have an anime? Yes, it does. There's an anime, there's a regular... Actually, I recently heard they're working on the second run of the anime. not this game, but the Phoenix Wright series does have anime stuff.
Cannot be said that all mysteries have been resolved, but it has become clear that Miss Cantabella is innocent. Well then, Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
it would seem that I owe you thanks for helping us see the truth.
No need to thank me, Your Honor. I was just doing my job. Like I always do.
Is that really the smartest thing you could come up with? And Mr. Flinch,
Yes, Your Honor.
this trial was part of the Legal League of Attorneys exchange program, wasn't it? May this trial serve as a lesson for you, too. Is that understood?
Ooh,
Go.
it is as you say, Your Honor.
Oh, dear.
Don't look. Without my glasses, I can't see, and I don't want to be seen. Where are you?
Oh, God. All right, well, I like him a lot more than Mr. Payne now. That's for sure.
Well then. The court has reached its verdict. I pronounce the defendant Espella Cantabella
Not guilty! And again, confetti. Why did... Sure. Now, speaking of talking about Phoenix Wright type of stuff, I actually saw there's supposed to be some kind of Phoenix Wright news happening at Tokyo Game Show this year, I think. I saw some news about it, and actually, I don't know. Does that mean a new game? I'm excited.
Congratulations, you did it, Nick!
Yeah, thanks. I guess I should be happy. Oh no, you. So what's the consequences for winning? But Dark Claw's cold gaze is staring daggers through me.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You are better than I thought. Had I known earlier, I would have asked you to prove Espella innocent from the very start.
I'm glad you're happy about the verdict.
Espella, come and thank Mr. Wright.
She's still cold-faced. I don't get why is she under spell? Also, she has the book.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Glad I could help. Hey, Espella. What's that big book you got there?
Oh, please forgive her. She's a bit shy, you see. She's very fond of books. At any rate, now Espella can return to her peaceful life at the boarding school. And it's all thanks to your hard work, Mr. Wright.
Again, very cold. Phantom.
No, please excuse us. We have some formalities to attend to.
Oh, yes, of course.
Mr. Wright, you were truly outstanding in that courtroom today. Farewell.
Odd amount of praise coming from someone who was that cold and angry at us. What's going on? Whew, it's finally over. You know, something's still bothering me about this case. Yeah. The person who hit Olivia. Where did they go? That's true. We don't know who actually assaulted Olivia. If it wasn't Espella... There must have been another person at the crime scene. But neither Olivia nor Johnny saw anyone else! They're almost dark, save for the emergency light. I'm sure someone hid in the shadows. And Johnny was wearing sunglasses. I'm amazed he saw anything at all. He missed all those clues, so it's not much of a stretch to imagine he missed the perpetrator too. How about we head back now? Let's go back to the States where it's more sane, sort of. Not really. Okay, let's go check out Tower Bridge while we still have some daylight left.
Oh,
Oh.
What is it, Maya?
There, on the couch.
isn't that Espella's book?
Yes.
It is the book she was holding. We should return it to her.
Or read it. It's our diary.
Hey, Nick, let's see what kind of stuff Espella likes to read.
Just quit it, Maya.
Yep.
Labyrinthia, huh?
Hmm?
We've been cursed now, too. Great.
Huh? Maya, look.
Huh? Hey, Nick, look, that's us, isn't it?
So are there 2 copies of this book? I'm very confused by the plot. Goodbye. As you said, the game is super bizarre. Definitely. So I guess now we're probably going to be moving back over to Layton and Luke. Even by Ace Attorney and Phoenix Wright standards. Okay. So I got a bunch of Picarets, and that's my score. What does it eventually lead out to? I don't even know. Do I want to save? Yes, I do. Guess I'll save here. I don't know. I don't know why I have multiple save files. So that was all just the prologue. I wonder what the heck even happens in the main game. Mysterious Labyrinthia. Question marks. Luke. Wake up, my boy. Professor? Good. I'm glad to see you're awake. Yeah, glad to be back. Are you feeling all right? Yeah, I'm fine. A bit drowsy, though. I guess I just fell asleep all of a sudden. Oh! Wait, now I remember. Professor, what happened with the witches? And where exactly are we? Well, Luke, I've only just woken up myself. We've been here in this horse-drawn wagon since I awoke. How did we end up asleep in a wagon? That is something we must now find out. First of all, where are we? And secondly, where are we being taken? There's another passenger over there. Let's start by asking her. Good thinking, Professor. Uh-oh. Who the heck? Oh, they're weird. Oh, shit. I forgot. I don't have the stylus out. Damn it. I'm so used to not really needing it, but this game... Yeah, excuse me. Oh, God. The cord is ever so slightly finicky on this 3DS. Oh, come on, buddy. Don't do that. You're fine. You're good. Okay. Oh, I hope it holds out. Random lantern. So again, in theory, I could use those hint coins for the regular trials. But usually I just trial and error the ever-loving hell out of them. Vegetables. They are quite big and tasty looking. Well, goody drum drops. Let's see. Oh. Hey, we get some gold out of this bag. It looks pretty drab. If this is a sightseeing tour wagon, the tickets had better be cheap. Wait. See, this is just the window for the lady. Where's the other ones? I'm missing one. There we are. Just a random coin on the ground. What even it? Is that a potato? It kind of looks like a potato. All right. Let's talk with whoever you are. Excuse me, but I wonder if you could tell us where this wagon is heading. Where it's heading? That really is a meaningless question. It goes without saying, since there's only one place we could possibly be heading. I'm not sure I entirely follow. What do you mean by one place? If you really want to know, why don't you ask the wagon driver? Although, whether you ask or not, we'll be arriving at our destination soon anyway. If that's the case, surely it wouldn't hurt to just tell us. Luke, let's take her advice. Oh, right. I think that was Luke that was saying it. we may have better luck with the driver.
All right, if you say so.
Strange secrecy. Are we being taken to, like, death?
So you finally woke up, did you? I was wondering what to do with you both. I was starting to think you'd never wake up. Excuse me, but where is it that you are going? Me oh my. You didn't get into this wagon without knowing where it's headed, did you?
Well, in truth, we only just became aware that we were in here. Until just a moment ago, we were at Town Bridge in London. I'm afraid we have no recollection of having boarded this wagon.
You certainly say the strangest things. You're both still half asleep, aren't you? Half asleep? Of course not. As far as I remember, you've both been in this wagon from the very start. There's no way that's right! And besides... No, don't get so worked up, Sonny. You'll upset other passengers.
Who? Both of us?
I know nothing about the two of you except from what I've seen. My job is just to carry my passengers to that town.
A town, you say?
Well, looky here. It's just come into sight. Why not take a peek out,
Right. And now we get a cutscene of pretty and amazing things? I guess. Right, I remember seeing this in the trailer, which I have seen and watched. Yeah, it's a Renaissance town. It's so cool looking. Like going to a Renaissance fair, except, oh god, it's real life. Hello, guards. Captain! All present and accounted for, sir! I want you to keep in mind, men, that the peace of this town is in your hands. Never forget that no matter what happens, the people look to you to keep the peace. We proud knights of the Order will always protect the people. Yes, sir, for honor and glory.
Captain!
What can I do for you, my little ones?
I want to join the Order of Knights and patrol the streets like you.
That's an upstanding ambition, lad. Perhaps when you're a little bigger.
Yes, sir. I'll do my best to grow up as soon as I can, sir.
I like your spirit, young man, but be seeing you.
Oh, you look so pleased with yourself. You don't really think a weakling like you could join the Order of Knights, do you? Hey, that's not a nice thing to say. Every boy wants to be a knight.
Oh god, it's a bard. Oh, what can he do for one sweet as you? This bardly bard called Bardley.
Could you sing me a whittle song? Something romantic to melt my heart?
Oh, fair maiden, the pleasure is mine. A worthy song for a love such as thine. Oh, the love in your heart and the love in your head is full and warm like freshly baked bread. Sweet. Oh, God. So sweet I have 12 cavities. Actually, that's probably just for the soda that I drink, but yeah, whatever.
Professor, look at all these people over there. They're all wearing period costumes. I've never seen that in London.
You're right, Luke. This town would appear to resemble the one we saw pictured in that book. Although I'm somewhat puzzled as to how we have ended up here. There is nothing strange about any of this. Who? Oh, yeah, you.
You're the passenger from the wagon. The fact that we are here now is a predetermined turn of events. What do you mean? We were just brought here from outside? This outside of which you speak, just what exactly are you referring to? Well, I mean, London, of course. There is no such place, nor is there any such thing as an outside. Not here. Not in Labyrinthia.
What is Labyrinthia?
Labyrinthia? What? You mean this is really Labyrinthia? Even so, that doesn't mean, that doesn't mean that London doesn't exist. If we went back the way we came, we'd be bound to come across it eventually. If you don't believe me, then why don't you take a look with your own eyes?
So we're all walled in. Great. Oh, no, the gate is gone. Wow. All right. Strange. This weird wizardly world.
Professor, the gate is gone. The gate we came through was right behind us, wasn't it?
Yes, it certainly was there. So if that's the case, why does no one around here seem surprised?
Seeing such a big gate disappear like that. Hey, where'd you go?
This is most perplexing, Rabbit.
What's going on here?
If this really is Labyrinthia, then could it be that we have somehow ended up inside that book?
You mean the book Espella was showing us, don't you? The Historia Labyrinthia?
That's right, Luke. Do you recall what happened to us at the Tower Bridge?
Well, I remember when the book started glowing, but after that I'm totally blank. Professor, you don't think we've somehow been pulled inside that book, do you?
It's a bit early to be drawing conclusions just yet, my boy. There are quite a few people around here. Let's start off by asking a few questions.
Very confusing. Well, let's just go and steal coins from the locals.
Look at all this fresh produce, Professor.
Yes. It's like we're living in a fairy tale where everyone gets all the food they need.
The flag bears some coat of arms, it seems.
Okay, so what else do we got in here? Again, looking for coins.
They're selling various equipment. Swords and shields are lined up on display counter here.
But coins, sire, coins.
I wish for coins, sir. Do you have coins to spare?
Actually, oddly enough, I can't find anything. Which is strange. Usually there would at least be some coins sitting around. Well, never the heck mind. I don't know. I need my coin fix. Fine then. You finished patrolling this area then? Yes, sir. Nothing to report at present, sir. We must be even more on guard than usual today. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, Captain. Yes? I don't mean to alarm you, but there appears to be a couple of unusual characters approaching our vicinity, sir. What? Are you talking about me? Oi there, you two! What business do you have with the Order of Knights?
Oh, well, we just wanted to ask a few questions about this area. About the Order of Knights. Are you really real knights?
What's that? You're not poking fun at the Order of Knights, are you?
That was certainly not our intention. We were merely noting that your appearance is somewhat unusual.
You're saying we're unusual, are you? Well, that's an unusual thing to say. We usually patrol Labyrinthia, doing our usual duty of keeping the usual order. Tell me, what's unusual about that? If anyone's unusual here, it's you two. And I find it quite unusual that I've never seen either of you characters before. Which part of the town are you from?
We, just came here in the back of a wagon through the gate over there. But when we noticed the gate had vanished, you didn't see anything, did you?
Gate? What gate? Strange. Again, I'm going to say this is the Matrix.
But that was a gate. We just came through it from outside.
Outside? No, I've been patient with you two, but nothing you're saying makes a lick of sense.
My apologies, I'm afraid. It's been a while since we've been here on the main street. And I seem to remember that having been a gate of some... I seem to remember there
having been a gate of some sort around here.
But, Professor...
Luke, I think it would be prudent to play along here.
There's definitely something fishy about you two. Captain, I don't suppose these two are... No, I doubt that. Although they do look and act strangely. Maybe we could test them to see if they really do live here. A test, yes, that might be a good idea. Yes, give them puzzles. There's no way they could possibly beat puzzles. I know a good way to decide whether you two are dubious characters or not.
What are you going to do?
Well, it's very simple. If you really are upstanding members of the community, then you'll be able to solve this.
Solve what? Luke, it appears this town has puzzles similar to that of our own world.
What are you mumbling about? Are you ready? Then here we go.
Yes, do puzzle. Please don't slice.
Puzzle 6. Night training. And 35 Pickerats are at stake. Everyone knows that here at the Order, we strive for excellence. Ensuring you can properly block any attack with your shield is an integral part of maintaining that reputation. We're not leaving here until each and every one of you shows me you can block. Now show me what you got. Okay. So I swap things around using the touchscreen. Touch the piece that you would like to move on the touchscreen below. Slide the stylus to move... Oh god, it's a slide puzzle. I think I might be screwed. When you have found the desired location for the piece, release it by lifting the stylus from the screen. Shit. Okay, so we need to... Okay, every single one of these hits is going to have to block in some capacity, is my guess. Alright, that might be... odd. Oh dear. Oh god. Oh shit. Alright, so that's blocking that. Let's see, we'll block this way. I don't know. Technically speaking, nobody's going to get hit. And all these those other swords are attacking nothing. Like, the one right up on the top left there. It's going to be attacking nothing. So I'd like to say that'll work, but...
Let's see if I've proven myself.
Oh shit.
An ingenious puzzle, but a tricky one.
Piece of advice. Pay attention to the position of the other knights. The focus of the training is defense. Make sure each knight is facing a shield. Shit. Okay. Fight that sword, that sword, that sword. That sword's blocked. That sword is also... Oh! Hey! I think all the swords have been blocked now. Yeah. I think... Yes. I think that works.
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving skills.
Got it!
You should expect...
Just required one failure, so I didn't get the full Pickerat score. That's fine. Perfect form. You've done in the Order proud. As for the slackers, consider yourselves training overtime until you get it right. Truly impressive puzzle solving. Of course, any member of our community could solve it. But those who can solve with this level of insight are few and far between. You are no longer under suspicion, although I must advise you to speak and act with more caution henceforth. Today being a special day, we are on an even higher level of alert than usual.
Seems a bit touch and go for a moment, but I think we've convinced him.
Not only that, but it seems that puzzles are a familiar concept here. So we will live. Which means that if we run into trouble, we should be able to overcome it through our usual puzzle-solving approaches.
That's good to know. That puzzle was a bit different to what we used to, though.
Seems to be a puzzle rather unique to this town, and all the more worth solving for it. Wouldn't you say, Luke?
Too right, Professor. So, what's our next step?
Well, my boy, first and foremost, I suggest we take a look around and investigate this town of Labyrinthia.
All right, let's do that. But where should we start? We know next to nothing about this town.
That's true, Luke. Although, if you recall, we do know somebody who has been here before us.
Ah, you mean Carmine, right?
Precisely.
It appears that Carmine was able to leave this town and return to London. However, it would also appear that he was unaware of how he managed to do so. So you mean Carmine's activities here may be our only clue to getting back? I'm afraid so, Luke. First things first, let's see if we can find any signs of his presence here. Right you are, Professor. Let's start by investigating.
Okay. Gold. Enjoy yourselves while you can. For you will no doubt soon realize the role you have been chosen to play. Oh God. Ominous. Anyway, are there any gold coins now? Probably not. It's strange. Doesn't look like there are. Cool. I see two tiny little children sitting in the corner.
I haven't seen you two around here before. Do you know where you are standing? Well, I might be wrong, but I think we're in Labyrinthia. That's not what I mean. You tell him, Cecile. Me, well, it's just that this is our territory, you see. Your territory? That's right. You two just went and walked right into our territory. Oh, I get it. You mean we walked into the area you always play in, right? Sorry, we didn't realize. Do you mind if we join you here for a while? You heard him. What do you think? I guess it'd be alright. The more the merrier, I say. Fine, here's what we'll do. If you can solve this puzzle, then you can stick around.
Cool. Well, it's a children's puzzle. Let's see if this will work.
It's our initiation test!
Let's see. Bunch of dolls. There are 4 dolls atop a music box. Each doll is facing in a different direction. Touching the buttons on the touchscreen will turn 2 of the dolls 90 degrees. Rotate the dolls so that they all face forward. Oh, God. However, you cannot press the same button twice in a row. Oh, shit. Okay. I see. So they turn 2 dolls. Never been really good at these kinds of puzzles, but... Okay. Maybe I could just accidentally stumble on the answer. Alright, they all face forward except the knight. How joyous. Alright, so that turns them all around except for the knight now. Oh God, and now the lady behind them is not turned properly. Okay. Shit. There? What? Oh, they're all facing forward now.
See what you think of this. Oh, let me do the next one too.
I somehow did the thing. I accidentally did it though. You know what? That's fine. Let the dancing commence.
Hey, you're pretty good. That was a piece of cake. After all, solving puzzles is my specialty. Yeah, me too. It'd only take me 10 seconds to solve a puzzle like that. Really? I didn't know you solved puzzles. You just keep out of this. Nobody asked you. Anyway, you're now an official member as promised. From now on, you're number 2. Number 2? Yep, I'm number 1. You should feel proud. As number 2, you can walk around the town freely. Not only that, but I'll let you in on a secret. If you check those green flags over there, you'll find something I hid there. Okay, thanks. Somehow I get the feeling that even if I hadn't become number 2, I could have walked around the town freely.
Well, that's fine. Now we have a location. Oh, hello. Thank you. So, the green flags, eh? Well, I was wondering when I would finally get the gold. I see a green flags. A few more green flags sitting over there. Is that flag? Any more green things that you could potentially hide gold in? I mean, I see a whole bunch of green flags just out there in the ether, but I can't get anything from them. Okay. So I can move to other places now, maybe? Yes. Okay. All right, let's search around. Oh god, yep, there's the bard. Let's talk to the bard. Dun 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 dun. Oh, what have we here? A man and a lad, like two lost sheep. It makes me sad.
Wow, are you singing for us?
Ah, how fascinating. This man is clearly a minstrel.
Minstrel? They were around in the Middle Ages, weren't they?
Indeed. In the Middle Ages, minstrels were a kind of professional musician or poet. Although I do find it a little embarrassing to be referred to as a lost sheep.
Well, at least it's better than being called a little lost lamb, right, Professor?
Little lost lambs, please have no fear. The bard, your shepherd, is standing right here. Labyrinth Town, show your ways be known. I will give the lambs a map of their very own. You're right, Luke. I did prefer sheep, but it is most kind of this gentleman to provide us with a map of the town. It is my pleasure, it is my delight. I am only doing what is right.
Thank you, minstrel. This map will come in handy.
The sheep are happy, the bard is pleased, but sadly, that map is a bit of a tease.
What do you mean?
Actually, the map I just gave you is all in pieces. What? Oh, great. Yep, puzzle. Bard puzzle piece. Oh, actually, oh god, slider puzzle. Shit. I was just gonna say, hey, if it's a regular puzzle, I can do this. Never mind. The town map is broken up into 12 separate pieces. Touch each piece to correctly rearrange the map. Pay special attention to the layout of the streets and how they connect. Oh, thank God. I don't think it's... Wait, maybe it... Nope, it is not a slider puzzle. Good. Those guys... Oh, do these edge pieces connect with... Oh, wait a minute. Here. Oh, hey, wait. This is the town center, correct? So... There we go. It's like a cul-de-sac of some kind. Maybe... Hold on a minute. Maybe I'm thinking about this all wrong, and maybe this is supposed to be down here. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, I'm supposed to submit it. Okay. Right, I thought maybe it would just, like, solve the whole damn thing for me when it finally finished. That looks cohesive. Yes.
I've already seen the answer.
Indeed you have.
That was indeed an intriguing puzzle.
Now fully equipped to explore Labyrinthia. Oh, mappy days! Such a punny game.
Minstrel!
You did it! You fixed the map! Well done. Now I can continue with my bardly descriptions of the town. The sheep help the shepherd, and now all is well. The bard he can sing, of the town he can tell. Please, think nothing of it. I'm just glad we have the map in one piece. Now let me tell you about our proud town. The first thing you should know is that it is round. Right is a baker selling bread for your meal. Left is a weaponsmith sharpening steel. In the north of town, people gather wait, and I must go soon, before it's too late.
There definitely seems to be something big going on, to the north, Professor.
Yes, it would appear so, Luke. Let's make sure to have a look a little later. Alright, we got ourselves a map. Sweet. A lot of cool stuff. Right, so now that we got that, let me... Right, grab money from the fountain that people just tossed in. Those were someone's wishes, sir. It is a very detailed statue portraying a knight. Okay, we got signs.
Gusts of wind are rattling the shop sign. It seems they're closed today.
Okay. Potted plant with a random coin. I do wonder, at one point, I'm a little bit worried about using the hit coins because I don't know how effective they are. Or, like, how not effective. And I'm worried that at one point I'm going to end up using ones that I probably shouldn't. Like, this game might be ridiculously, stupidly hard at one point.
Oh, found a coin. I am now a chimney sweep.
Alright, now this lady.
Ho hum ho hee, I'm just so happy. Why are you so happy? Well, that should be obvious. Today I get to gaze upon the Inquisitor Barham and all his spewendum. Inquisitor Barham? What's he like? Are you serious? I can't believe that a young boy who doesn't know all about Zach Barnum. He's so splendid and handsome and kind. He's just amazing. I'm surprised anyone could be that wonderful. Oh, you'll understand when you see him. He'll be making his appearance soon over on North Parade Avenue. Ho hum ho hee, I'm just so happy. I have to go now and see what I will see.
Such a fanciful wonderland. She seems to have headed north.
She said North Parade Avenue, didn't she? Do you think some sort of event will be taking place there?
I can't say for certain, but wherever you look, the townspeople certainly do seem excited about something. It could be that some kind of special social event is being held today.
Sounds exciting. Let's hurry up and see what's
going on. Well, no, let's hold on a second. I'm taking in the world. The sights. Okay, so what we got going on? So we have the shopping area. The East shopping area. And then the Parade Avenue, which I assume that's where we're going to meet some kind of fate. But let's go shopping. Also, hidden puzzles. 0 out of 0 hidden puzzles. Weird. Let's search. I wonder when they'll actually show it up and start being hidden. Alright, so we got some knights. Maybe I'll talk to them. First off, again, coins.
It's a it's a sun-dry shop, but no one's here now. I am a very, very poor little lad. Will you hand me your change?
There, hello. Wait, I saw money. Sign. I do wonder, like, does it all come down to points? Because will those hint coins end up becoming sort of points for the game? Hello?
Cobblestones. They remind me of some areas of London.
Yes. I remember a long time ago, they were tearing up the roads at the, where I live, and they tore up the road something fierce, like straight up rebuilding and reissuing the entirety of the thing, like retarring, refoundation, and they dug up, like they dug way the hell down, and you could see just every single layer of just road work that they had done over the course of years and years and years. Up to the point where you could actually see the cobblestone streets down below before, like, they started putting in, like, cars and stuff like that. It was freaking weird. And it's crazy to think, just, like, that far back. Like, there was a road here, except it was less traveled. And also, probably a horse was there. This is definitely the best weapon shop. I could blow a month's pay in this place. This sword, this axe, and this mace, and that new shield over there. What more can a knight like me ask for? They all seem to be painstakingly crafted. But I can't help but wonder how a knight would be able to move with all this equipped. A soldier unable to wear this equipment is not fit to be called a knight. What's more, this amount of equipment is but a bare minimum required to effectively oust wrongdoers. Oh god. Such a knave might come at me just like this. Oh, it's a puzzle. Okay. A, B, C, D. Shady shadows. I've noticed an occurrence most strange while on my night watch. I see 4 of my shadows being reflected by the light where there should be but one. What manner of witchery is this? Find my true shadow and fell this miserable curse. Okay, so it's a case of trying to find the differences. Okay. So what's the true shadow here? Okay, taking a gander at this. I don't know. Oh, wait. Okay, I clearly see one of these is definitely not it. It's A. Because A has got more prongs on the mace. See that? So it can't be that. Oh, wait a minute. Speed-wise. C is definitely not it. Because you can see that C is like lagging behind them all. So A and C are gone. So it's either B or D. Oh, I see. Yeah, D's arm. You see that? The arm goes down a little bit further, so I think the actual true one is B.
I've already seen the answer.
That one was pretty simple.
Ah, the joy of solving puzzles.
Such joy. Excellent. The nefarious witchcraft has been thwarted. You saw right through that shadowy deception with consummate ease. Such power of observation are outstanding. If you notice anything untowed, be sure to let me know immediately. I don't do your job. I'm not an intern. Certainly, we'd be pleased to help. Unfortunately, villains tend to be careful too. Recently, I've heard many tales about badly behaved youths. It seems there are 2 in particular who are up to no good together. I intend to deal with them before any of the townsfolk fall foul to their misdeeds. So I must remain on my guard at all time in case they suddenly appear.
He's definitely a nightly sort of knight. But these streets seem so peaceful, it's hard to imagine any villains around here. It's a shame.
Well, we must hope they apprehend those individuals soon. Let's offer our support too, where we can.
Right you are, Professor.
A very neat puzzle. Oh, God. The hell are you?
I say, sir, that's a delightfully elegant hat that you're wearing there. If you were willing to part with it, I would pay a fair price.
I don't see any hats for sale on your shop front.
Ho! You obviously don't frequent this part of town, do you? I'm Price, the pawnbroker. I deal with anything from heirlooms to hats. You can't beat Price when it comes to price.
Ah, so you're a pawnbroker. I'm afraid I am a little too attached to this hat to let it go. After all, it's the mark of a gentleman.
Very well, I can see it's a treasured item, and rightly so. Never mind then. But if you're not selling, then how about buying something?
I wonder if the money we have on us would pass as currency here.
What's that? You're currently short of funds? Then here's what I'll do. As today is a special day, I'll let you have a little something for free. That is, if you can solve this puzzle. Of course. Now, I'll bet you this young man excels at puzzles like this one.
Huh? You mean to say you're even selling puzzles?
No.
What kind of puzzle? Puzzle 11. The Royal Victim. Oh dear. The king was attacked. The attack has left him on the floor and unconscious. People rushed to the scene of the attack, preventing the suspect from making a clean escape. As a result, the culprit is still someone within the room. The question is, who? Question those present and find the culprit. Remember that the assailant will attempt to lie his or her way out of trouble. I feel like this is one of those, like, you know, the assailant was wearing green. Or someone says the assailant was not wearing green. The assailant was a woman. The assailant was not a woman. When you think you have the correct answer, select the character by touching his or her icon, followed by submit. Alright, let's ask these people.
Oh my, it could not have been the prince. I saw him in another room when we heard the terrible scream.
And that's the prince. I most certainly heard the voice of a woman coming from this very room, but the villager and the princess had not yet arrived. Weird. Saw him in another room when we heard the terrible scream. Heard the voice of a woman coming from this very room, but the villager and the princess had not yet arrived. So, he says that he heard someone. Clearly, that would mean that he heard... Alright, yeah, he wasn't in the room. Heard something. Princess has not yet arrived. But the princess says, it could not have been the prince. I saw him in another room when we heard that terrible scream. Okay, actually, no, because she was not in the room at the time. So that actually lands up. Villager and the princess had not yet arrived. Saw prince in another room, so, okay, that corroborates. I hastened to his majesty's side as fast as possible. No one but the prince and myself were in the room. Okay, that's interesting. Because the prince stated that certainly heard the voice of a woman coming from this very room, but the villager and the princess had not yet arrived. Could not have been the prince. I saw him in another room when we heard that terrible scream. Okay. So it's kind of weird that you are saying that apparently the prince and yourself were in the room. The merchant and I arrived together. It's impossible for either of us to be the culprit. What about the merchant? I noticed a woman come in shortly after I had arrived. She certainly seems to have taken her time getting here. He could be referring to the princess. Which saw him in another room when heard the terrible scream. Hastened to his majesty's side as fast as possible. No one but the prince and myself were in this room. I most certainly heard the voice of a woman coming from this very room, but the villager and the princess had not yet arrived. Interesting. So these are the only two women here. Hastened to his majesty's side as fast as possible. No one but the prince and myself were in the room. That's very odd, because it says that he was not in the room at the time. Any ideas in the chat? I think now, of all times, would be a very good time to use one of the hint coins. New hint. Each hint costs 1. Let's try. Be critical of each person's testimony. The culprit could be anyone. I know that shit! Alright. Try again. For example, if the princess was lying, that would make the prince the culprit. However, the prince's testimony matches up with that of the princess. She was not yet present in the room, just as she testified. What information have you gathered so far? I wonder how far down the rabbit hole can we get with these. It's clear. I think the villager might have something to do with it. I'm gonna pay 1 more. The princess is telling the truth. Therefore, the prince is not the culprit. Okay, so we've straight up just told us that the princess is telling the truth. It could not have been the prince. I saw him in another room when we heard that terrible scream. Okay, so she's telling the truth. I most certainly heard the voice of a woman coming from this very room, but the villager and the prince had not yet arrived. So we could lump that into truth. I noticed a woman come in shortly after I had, You know what, I'm not a very good fan of these kind of puzzles. I'm gonna unlock the last one and see if maybe it, like, hands, like, a hell of a hint. If the prince is not the culprit, it follows that he was not the first to enter the room. So then who's telling the lie? Just who was the female voice heard by the press? Yeah, okay. Seems pretty obvious at this stage. If the princess is telling the truth... Wait a minute. It could not have been the prince. I saw him in another room when we heard that terrible scream. I feel like it's the merchant.
Don't worry. Leave this one to me.
Damn.
Hey? This can't be right.
Not quite? Alright, so now I'm thinking about something else. And that is that the princess is telling the truth, but that doesn't necessarily take her off the hook of being the culprit. It could not have been the prince. I saw him in another room when we heard that terrible scream. Oh, actually, no, because if she was in another room when she heard terrible scream, no, that sounds like she would be telling the truth at that stage. But this merchant is not a woman, is it? I have no idea. Could the knight potentially be a woman? Arr. I noticed the woman come in shortly after I'd arrived. She certainly seemed to have taken her time getting here. I'm trying to look at this and see if, like, maybe the merchant is also a woman. I can't tell. But if you are a woman... Yeah.
See what you think of this.
No, goddammit.
I could have sworn I had it.
But that doesn't leave you out of it.
See what you think of this.
Fuck, okay, I guess it might be the knight.
I had it.
If you look at the knight's testimony, I hastened to his majesty's side as fast as possible. No one but the prince and myself were in this room. I felt like that was an outright lie as well. Because I was sitting there just like, no, but the prince wasn't there yet, right? And I thought about that, but I wasn't entirely sure. And also, the knight could very well be a woman. Unless, of course, we're going by the old standards of who can and cannot do certain jobs. I'm gonna say that it was the knight, since the prince can't be it.
Don't worry. Leave this one to me.
There we go.
Professor, I did it!
Well, I failed miserably here. Success. The female voice the prince heard was that of the knight, who is a woman! The knight was the first to enter, followed by the prince, the merchant, the villager, and lastly, the princess. Well, damn me. Just as I thought, a bright young man.
I pride myself on puzzle-solving skills.
Then your future is assured. Dude, it wasn't all that great. Sharp mind is essential for success. With a mind as sharp as yours, you could even take over my business someday. Just imagine you as a pawnbroker is certainly an entertaining image, Luke.
I've always been the professor's apprentice, and I can't imagine doing anything else.
So, did I get a thing? I don't even know. Can I talk with you now? Buying or selling? Pawnbroker. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the heck that was all about. Well, okay. That's about that. Let's say it's a good time to move. Let's head over to... There we are. The East shopping. Right, and now I need to stock up on coins because I have done a bad. But there's a lot of coins. Just like, how many of these are going to end up being used over the course of the game? Like... I don't know. Should I be paranoid about them? Is the end game just, like, hard as balls? Let's see. The wreath. I'm trying to look for all the okay, I suppose I should be actually just inspecting things as well. So let's look at that. The bakery. Labyrinthians do not seem to suffer from food shortage. Yes, again, fairy tale. A fairy tale where everyone's happy. Up until the horrible incident. Okay. Is that milk?
There's some milk in it.
Gotcha.
It's the fishmonger. They're selling,
saltwater fish. Where the heck's the ocean around here? There's a gigantic wall. Oh, hello, barrel. Cool. Almost made up what I used. Almost.
Wow, a bakery! And it smells so good!
If it's the bakery you want, they're out at the moment, but they should be back soon.
That's too bad.
But don't you think the taste of the bread has changed a bit recently? And the people working there seem somehow different too, but then I also feel like they've always been working there.
Do you mean to say you're not certain?
No, I'm not. It's just that somehow I have the feeling that there are more people working there now.
There is something I would like to ask you. How knowledgeable are you about the people of this town?
The people? Well, I'd have lived here all of my life, so I guess I know most of them. Why do you want to know?
I would just like to know if you have ever met a man called Carmine.
Carmine, Sorry, but no, I've never seen nor heard of anyone by that name.
You've never heard of him? How curious.
Do you think he was just going under a different name here?
More importantly, shouldn't you two be on your way? Everyone else is already heading there. Is there something else we should be doing?
Are you kidding? With all the townspeople getting so excited like this? You two must be waiting as well, right? Why not kill some time with a puzzle?
Ooh. What kind of puzzle? Oh, good. Dolls. Alright. There are 6 puppets, each with individually controlled body parts. They each have a total of 6 parts: a head, a body, 2 arms, and 2 legs. The controls for each of the puppet's body parts have been separated. Use the stylus to connect each puppet with the correct number of body parts. Note that none of the connections can overlap each other. Oh boy. Okay. Hand. Torso. Leg. Oh, wait, nope, I cut off the one guy. Oopsies. Hand. Leg. Torso. Leg. Hand. Hand. Torso. Leg. Check it!
See what you think of this. Oh, let me do the next
Pretty
one
straightforward.
too.
A lot of them were just sort of, vertical. The puppets look very pleased to be standing on their feet again. And they also have human souls in them, but don't worry about it. You know, it's like they have feelings. Uh-oh.
Pulling the strings is far better than having your strings pulled, don't you think? Bravo, brilliantly solved.
Thank you. So, something really is about to happen?
You seriously don't know? Amazing. To think that there could be anyone in town who could be so clueless. Well, if you don't know, why not come and see for yourselves? As they say, seeing is believing. Or should it be, a picture is worth 1,000 words? I'm sure you get what I mean. He couldn't have just told us. This is all a bit exasperating.
Well, it looks as if we'll just have to go and see for ourselves. As soon as we've finished looking around, let's head North Parade Avenue.
Sounds good, Professor.
Okay. I mean, we basically searched everything in the kitchen sink. He's come! The teller has come! Quick, we must go and see him on North Parade Avenue. Oh no, I'm late! And I'd been meaning to wait for this morning. The center of town is certainly bustling. Something looks set to start at North Parade Avenue.
Everyone's heading that way! Come on, Professor, let's go with them.
Very well. Okay. Well, I've gone and collected a bunch of coins and everything. Let's move. Alright. Also, let me just check this, just to make sure. 3 out of 3, 3 out of 3, 3 out of 3. Sounds good to me. What's all the hustle and bustle? What's the commotion? Who's the hot shit in town? Tuggett.
This is it. He's about to appear. This is the moment I've been waiting for, ever since I began queuing this morning.
I can hear their footsteps. He'll be here any moment now. And that means Inquisitor Barnum will be with him. Oh, I just can't wait to see Zacky Waggy up close. Come on, we're waiting. Once it's over, I have to get back and finish my deliveries. Come on.
We people have gathered in the streets. We all wait, waiting to see him to learn of our fate. Dearie me, look at them all, clamoring for a peek. It's as if this has never happened before. It would be more fitting and proper to wait with calmness and solemnity to show our respect. I always have trouble mingling with the common masses.
Now, out of the way. Let a lady in her goat, see?
Oh, God. Attention, you rabble! Keep the line straight there!
It looks like it's beginning at last, Professor.
Yes, you appear to be right, my boy. The level of excitement is remarkable.
Hey, you! You with the tall hat! I can't see a thing!
Okay.
I
We
beg
move
your
out of the
pardon,
way.
Madam. What might be the occasion?
What are you saying? I've never heard such nonsense. And to
Ooh,
think
you got a
that
special
he
Cockney
is
accent.
about to appear. Sorry, but when you say he, who exactly do you mean? Surely you two can't be serious. Why? It's him, of course.
Again, who the fuck is him?
The town's creator. The storyteller himself.
Oh, okay.
The storyteller.
Huh? The creator of Labyrinthia?
Very stuck in his work, apparently, if he makes visits. So is this another, again, is this another person that's stuck in the story itself somehow? And whom of which is it? I have not seen him.
Wow, Professor, this is amazing.
So many flower petals. Ooh. Okay, I like this guy.
That must be this town's creator.
It looks evil.
Thank you for granting me this lovely baby girl.
Can you please kiss her? Oh, God. So, yeah, he could make a decision about any of these bastards. Just like, the plague is coming. You're all doomed. Why? I'm bored. Oh, hey, I recognize you.
Behold your new story.
So everybody gets handed their tasks. Again, she seems to be a multi-story shifter.
Wow, that was amazing, wasn't it, Professor?
And a little bit Skynetty.
Indeed, but something would appear to be amiss.
The story is too horrible!
This is terrible.
This doesn't look good. Today I'll finish up my deliveries and go home early. Up until a moment ago, everyone was so excited. But now that the parade has passed, the mood has seemed totally different.
They all seem to be afraid of something.
Yes, it's very strange. God, Professor, that's one of those sheets of paper over there.
That must be one of the sheets that the knights were throwing into the crowd. The problem seems to be related to what is written on those sheets of paper.
Hang on, I'll pick up one of...
Oh, don't do that. You don't know if it's going to map to you.
Oh dear, I die at midnight. Little Timmy has gotten sick with the flu. This doesn't look like the typical letter or anything like that.
It's hard to imagine what could be so terrible. Let's start by giving it a read-through.
Okay, Professor.
Story fragment. The fearsome witch moved deeper into the moonlit wood, casting a deathly shadow as she passed between the trees. And when the two young companions stepped into the darkness of the wood, they were drawn into her magic fire, and their lives were consumed in its flames. Oh, God. Are we talking about those two kids from before? Oh, boy. After finding themselves in Labyrinthia, the professor and Luke saw the parade of the town's creator, the storyteller. But on reading the story that was distributed to them, the townsfolk became afraid.
What could this mean? A witch again? And what about where it says their lives were consumed in the flames?
Luke, let us cast our minds back to what Espella said in London. I seem to recall her mentioning that those witches had followed her from Labyrinthia.
So that would mean that the witches we saw in London really were from this town. The witch in this story, do you think she's the one from before?
It's still too early to say, but at any rate, this seemingly prophetic story is rather disturbing.
I only came here to see Inquisitor Bonham, and this story is what I get. Oh my, what bad luck this is!
No. Things have been so peaceful, and now the witches to strike once again. What a fearful world we live in.
I don't know, it's pretty nice up to this point. Everybody's got food. Again, there hasn't been a famine that's called down yet. You should be thankful.
What a horrible story. I can't stay here any longer. I'm headed straight back to the bucket stall where I can be with my lovely little goats.
Well, it seems that's what's written here is indeed the reason for all this unrest.
It's definitely a little ominous, but it's only a story, isn't it? It's precisely because it's the story that we're all so afraid. Don't you even know that much?
Without fail, whenever a witch appears, somebody dies.
Even if what you say is true, there's no reason to be afraid. After all, it's just a story. It's hardly going to become a reality.
Don't say that. Again, you were real for a second, and now your story. Who's to say the other end can't be true?
What are you saying?
Yes, what do you mean by that?
You're not implying that you don't believe in your story, are you?
No!
Uh-oh. Okay. This is starting to get really creepy, and I feel like we're gonna end up in a situation... you ever, like... You know, like the Inception type of stuff where you're in a dream, and then suddenly you're trying to shake somebody out of it, and then suddenly the dream starts turning on you, and everybody in the diner just starts looking at you. That's what I'm imagining is about to happen here.
You'll get your comeuppance for this!
Hey, you two. What's all the fuss about?
Us? Nothing. We're not making a fuss.
What is it? Is something the matter? Captain, it's these two, sir. They're creating a bit of a disturbance. Well, it's you two. Causing trouble again, are you?
Captain! These two here are claiming that the story won't become a reality. How can they say such a thing?
What's that? There simply can't be. You claim that you don't believe what the storyteller writes? Could it be that you two... They're real. They're normies. Kill them. A moment ago, they were claiming to have seen a witch. Honestly, that's what they were saying. Look, there are two of them. They could be the two in the story. The pair that gets killed by the witch. Well, they could be. Even if they're not, they must have something to do with the witch. We're not witches. We swear we're not witches.
Professor?
This atmosphere is somewhat unsettling.
It appears my original instincts regarding you two were indeed well-founded. You're clearly suspicious. Men, surround them. You got the wrong guy.
Oh!
Easy, Luke.
Professor, this isn't good. Perhaps we should make a run for it.
Agreed, but running off blindly in any old direction is unlikely to prove successful. We're too unfamiliar with the streets of this town.
Oi! We wouldn't think of running if I were you. I wouldn't. Just give up peacefully.
Professor?
Great. We're going to end up in a nice comfy jail cell, I guess. Mr. Layton, Luke, whoa. Both of you over here. Who?
That voice.
Hang on, isn't that...
The voice came from the back street over there. Come on, Luke, let's run.
Okay, Professor.
Oi, wait, stop! Come back here! After them men! They're getting away! Yes, sir, Captain.
Who have we been called by? As I thought. It really was you, Espella.
But why? Why are you...
Shh, I'll explain later. Please, just wait here, quietly.
Right.
Where are they? Which way did they go? Captain, we seem to have lost them. What? They must still be here somewhere. Find them. Ah, good. Giant box of crates saves the day once again.
It appears we've managed to elude them. But what now? We can't stay here. They're bound to find us sooner or later.
Let's move elsewhere. If we keep to the back streets, we should be able to reach the square without being seen. Follow me.
Okay, we're in your hands.
Come on, this way, and keep quiet.
Sneak, 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 sneak. Ah, yes, and now we're in the back roads. Pay no mind.
That was rather too close for comfort. It seems you rescued us this time.
It was nothing. I'm just glad you're both able to get away safely. But what are you both doing here in Labyrinthia? We'd like to ask you the same question. What about you, Espella? What happened after we separated in London? I remember you jumping aboard that cargo vessel. Did you have any trouble getting away? Well,
Easy now, Luke. We mustn't bombard Espella with questions like that.
I'm sorry, Espella. No, I'm the one who should apologize. I'm afraid it's just not very clear.
You have no reason to apologize, Espella. But when you say it's not very clear, what do you mean precisely?
Well, to be honest, I seem to be unable to clearly recall what happened.
You and apparently another, Espella.
Is that so? After we put you aboard that ship, we should have followed after you. But at any rate, I'm relieved to see that you're all right now.
Yes, I am. Thank you both. It's good that we could meet again like this. I'm so happy to see you here. Too, right. We're both very happy too, aren't we, Professor?
We clearly are, Luke.
Right then. Again, what the hell now? We're fugitives on the run, for no reason that apparently we're suspicious.
Let me guess. You both came here to solve the puzzles of Labyrinthia, didn't you?
No! We don't know why we're here.
Well, yes, something like that. Right, Professor?
Actually, the truth of the matter is, we don't really know why we're here. It seems as if, well, it's almost as if we've been sucked right into that book's story.
Sucked into the story?
If it's okay with you, Espella, I'd like to ask you some questions about Labyrinthia.
We can't really settle down here for a chat, can we? Those knights might find us again. We'll need somewhere to lie low for a while.
Right, do you have a hole in the wall that we might be able to just hide in?
I know, if it's all right with you two. Yes? For now, Mrs. Claire, the local bread maker, is kindly putting me up in her shop. If you don't mind, you're welcome to come to my room.
Fresh bread!
I'm afraid it's only an attic room, so it's a little small. Really? I mean, are you sure that's okay? If they were to find us there, wouldn't that mean trouble for everyone at the shop? Not at all. You shouldn't even think like that. After all, it was you who rescued me in London, wasn't it? So if there's anything I can do, you must let me help in whatever way I can.
Espella, thank you. Allow us graciously to
allow us to graciously accept your kind offer.
Words.
Okay, let's make our way there while keeping an eye out for those knights. The bakery is on the eastern side of town.
Right then. Well, we kind of went the exact freaking opposite of that. Ah. Okay, new stuff. Labyrinthia Secret. The town of Labyrinthia is a mysterious place of witches and witchcraft, where everything written by the storyteller becomes reality. Great. So, can we put a gag order on this asshole? Let us see. I'm grabbing some coin. 57. Got a little bit more under the windowsill. The door and windows on the ground floor are shut. Could this be for safety reasons?
If this was my house, I'd keep the windows open during the day to let fresh air in.
Oh, hey, I found it in the sconce. There you go. It'd be interesting living in a place like this. Very stone, very rustic. I know that there are quite a few buildings in Britain that have been, like, sort of repurposed, and they have a bunch of, like, new amenities and things, but they have the old architecture. It's a water fountain. The water looks very clear. It may be suitable for drinking. A pile of discarded wooden crates. Okay, then. Is that everything that's on the screen? Well, that being said, we haven't actually reached an ending point, but I think now would be a good time to call it a day, since it's, we're getting up to the 3-hour mark, and also, I have not had dinner yet. I should probably go and warm that up and get that stuff done and taken care of. But this has been interesting and fun. I'm looking forward to the next time that I dive in. I don't know. I'm gonna see if... I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to be, like, pacing this out. I wonder how many chapters are in this thing. It's interesting because the entirety of what we did last time was the prologue. I also wonder how long the chapters are. There's another thing, too. But yes, this has been going on for a while, and I need to get some food in the stomach, so I'm gonna call it a night. So thanks everybody who popped into the stream to say hi. Again, Victor Mario. I appreciate that a lot. If you want to take a look at this after it's done, I'm going to be taking it and uploading it to the YouTube channel after things are processed. I'm getting a little bit behind, but that's because I'm doing work on some editing for some of the episodes. And I'll be uploading once I have everything set and ready. I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, all of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Some other stuff I'm doing, well, I've been having a heck of a lot of fun with this, so you can expect this to be, I think it'll be a regular. I just wonder how many times I'm going to be playing it. You know, it's like, how many chapters? How long game? Probably fairly long. I've never played a Professor Layton game, so I don't know just how extensive it'll be. Especially when it's intermixed with freaking Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney stuff. Really? I expect this is going to be a long-ass game. Let me see, some other stuff. I do like VR streams every now and then. I'd really like to try to do a VR stream sometime soon. I've also been playing Hat in Time mods and just Hat in Time in general. Right now I'm currently playing through the Seal the Deal DLC, and that's been pretty fun and cute, but also frustrating as all shit. But I don't know, that's to be expected. They're not throwing you little tiny It's weird to say, but like, you know, it's a game that's difficult to master, but it's really easy to get into and really fun to play. What other things? I should mention also that I have played a little bit of a Hat in Times DLC by myself, but I've been doing the Snatcher Trials. Just because I don't think there's any particular reason why that has to be a thing that has to happen on the stream. I feel like I just dive in, do some Snatcher Trials, just to make sure I have the Snatcher tokens, and I can show off any of the things that I collect, just, you know, costume-wise, if that becomes a thing. And also, I do think I finally figured out what the candles things were. Basically, it's added challenge on top of the challenges that are already being played. So, you know, if they weren't hard enough, let's also try and add some more stupid stuff, like having to kill a whole bunch of people. Yeah, that sounds violent. Having to kill a bunch of NPCs, I should say, while you're in the process of doing whatever it is the heightened skill was. Let's see, there's that. I've also been playing PC Building Simulator, which, I don't know. In a portion of me, I feel guilty, because I don't know how excited people get with PC Building Simulator, but it gets my juices flowing. It's fun for me. And also, I know that there are certain PCs that are coming up that I'm curious to see, and I want to see... I don't know, I want to gauge just reaction. I want to have a reaction to it when I'm on stream. You know, I don't want to just play the game. I want to take a look at these PCs and these ridiculous NPCs personally on stream. And also, it's just a fun little... It's a fun entertainment, but also education kind of thing. Because I'm learning things about PCs that I wouldn't normally know. And other people might not know either. So, hey, I'm totally cool with doing it. Alright. Well, that'll do it. I'm going to really quickly go to the menu and save. Just to make sure that we got that set and ready. And then we are going to call it for tonight. Again, thanks for coming out. See you next time.